Hi, I'm Elizabeth Whalen, and I'm a Customer Success Manager here at Crossbeam. Thanks for joining me for how to gain internal buy-in to build new integrations. Today I'll be talking about how you can use Crossbeam to build a data-backed business case to gain leadership buy-in for new tech partnerships. You'll also be hearing from Ashi Aber, Head of Technology Partnerships at Gong. But first, I'll kick this off Crossbeam style and tell you my favorite partners, Seth and Ryan from the OC. They have the best relationship on the show. They are quick friends, they turn into brothers, and they really lift each other up over time. It's a real better together story. But enough millennial nostalgia. Let's talk about how you can start telling your better together story with your partners. Here's what I'll be talking about today. We know it's hard to grow a partner program from just a few integrations to dozens or even hundreds. To scale your ecosystem, you need real data and a process for evaluating where you spend your time and with whom. You owe it to yourself and your execs to really look at the data and justify why a partner is worth investing in and dedicating resources towards. When building a business case for a new tech integration, consider these 4 factors: customer use cases and value, the total addressable market and retention of monthly recurring revenue, potential pipeline creation, development effort. And remember, all of this assumes you've completed your Crossbeam account setup, including connecting with at least one partner, connecting a data source, may I recommend a CRM, creating standard populations, and sharing your data with partners. Factor 1, customer use cases and value. When you're getting started, make sure you can answer these questions. What pain points does this integration solve? How are customers solving for these pain points now? Are they using multiple tools or manually moving data between them? How much time does it take customers to manually solve these problems? Is the integration solving for a feature gap in my product? How will this integration make my customers' lives easier? Do we have customer feedback or requests for this integration? For this one, make sure to gather those data points because they'll really help you build your case. If you don't have them, you can compare customer overlaps with your partner in Crossbeam and build a report to identify some mutual accounts for you to do some discovery with. A pro tip for this one, check those customers' health scores to make sure that they're healthy accounts. Factor 2, calculate how much monthly recurring revenue you can retain by building the integration. For this one, let's go to Crossbeam's demo environment to get some overlap data. Click Partners on Crossbeam's homepage to view all partners you're connected with on Crossbeam. In this example, I'm CrowdBlossom and my partner is Yard. We recommend connecting with partners early in your conversations. I've even seen mature partner programs establish an intake process for partners, which may include an intake form and a Crossbeam invite link. From the Partners page, click the partner you're evaluating. I'm clicking Yard. And then once you're on Yard's Partner Details page, use the account mapping matrix to view overlaps between your populations on the left and your partners, Yard's, on top. Crossbeam's standard populations make account mapping easy to navigate because they make it clear where each segment falls in the customer journey. Use the account mapping matrix to view the number of mutual customers you have in common. And then use data from your CRM to calculate the monthly recurring revenue your company can retain based on integration adoption rates. Let's look at how Crossbeam Customer Friend Buy calculates this using our sample data. In this example, we use Crossbeam to learn that CrowdBlossom and Yard have 115 mutual customers. The total monthly recurring revenue for those mutual customers is $250,000. Let's assume an integration adoption rate of 75%, which means that in this example, MRR retention for this group of mutual customers could be $187,500 if an integration is built, since tech integrations will make your product stickier. A strong figure to take back to your leadership to drive enthusiasm for that tech integration and get the resources you need. How can they say no to that? And here's factor 3, understanding potential pipeline creation. For this one, let's stay on Yard's Partner Details page and use the account mapping matrix to visualize the overlaps between CrowdBlossom's prospects and Yard's customers. You can use this number to calculate how much revenue you can potentially generate based on mutual accounts. Here's more sample data so you can see what I mean. Let's imagine that there are 5,000 CrowdBlossom target accounts who are also prospects or opportunities of Yard's. About 10% of those leads will convert to opportunities, which means that of that 5,000, there are 500 opportunities. Assume a 20% win rate, which means 101 deals. With an average deal size of $24,000, we can assume that an additional 101 opportunities means a potential $2.4 million in new business. This is another super impressive data point you can bring back to your leadership team. Factor 4, define the scope of development effort. Crossbeam Customer Dial Pad considers these questions when determining the scope of development work for a potential integration. What are the technical requirements for this integration? What kind of investment is required from a technology and resourcing standpoint? How can we scope this out over several development milestones? Here's some other questions you can consider too. What's the maturity of the partner's ecosystem and integration capabilities? What kind of documentation is there on the prospective partner's API? Who's the champion on the partner's side? If there's a partner manager or engineering resources, that's a good indication that the integration will actually happen. Once you've completed this analysis, you can use it to build an internal business case. You've done your research and you have the data to present to your product and leadership teams. Now let's hear from Ashi Aber, Head of Technology Partnerships at Gong, to learn how he's using partner data to vet tech partners and gain internal buy-in.
We had a chat with Ashi Aber to understand how he uses Crossbeam at Gong. Introduce yourself, Ashi.
Hey, I'm Ashi Aber, Head of Technology Partnerships at Gong.
In the spirit of Crossbeam, we'd like to know, what is your favorite partnership?
By far, it has to be falafel and a pita. So you can have falafel as like in falafel balls alone, but the partnership between falafel balls and pita is just ideal.
Tell us about your role at Gong.
Yeah, as Head of Technology Partnerships at Gong, I manage all of our technology partnerships. So if you're not yet familiar with Gong Collective, just go out there, Google Gong Collective, and you'll see well over 100 applications that Gong is integrated with. All of those integrations sit under Gong Collective, and that is under my responsibility.
How are you using data to vet prospective partners?
What we expose within Crossbeam is several fields. Field number one, and most important from my perspective in terms of the product integration, is number of overlap customers and number of open opportunities we have. If we have 500 mutual customers and then we have another 1,200 open opportunities together, that to me is a healthy potential as a partner. But then there is one more field that's critical for the go-to-market organization, and that is the field of prospects that are the partner's customer and vice versa, because that represents the opportunity, the net new business opportunity. So once we've connected on Crossbeam, we'll start to identify what the opportunity is. From there, we'll build a business case and then try to assess with the partner what the effort would be to build the integration to complete the partnership. Just to close that circle, once the integration is built, that's an ongoing relationship. So we're not going to disconnect from Crossbeam. We'll stay connected on Crossbeam. This is actually a go-to-market solution that our salespeople are using day in, day out as they're speaking with prospects and customers to identify which of our technology partners they're using as vendors so that they can add additional value when they're buying Gong.
How are you saving time using Crossbeam?
It's impacted the speed of how we operate significantly. In the old days, quote unquote old days, we had to, either take a pen and paper and share some customer names, and then moving forward, we would have spreadsheets that we would share. But fast forward to Crossbeam, we're able to share the fields we share to start with in a very secure environment, and then on a click of a button, literally get everything we need in order to make a decision, move forward or not move forward.
How do you prioritize your partners?
If we have a very low number of mutual customers, that is not going to be interesting for us to go and invest resources in a partnership with this vendor. But if we have, call it 5 different partners within one category we want to partner with, one prospective partner has 550 mutual customers with us and the other has 20, we're going to probably start with the one with the highest number of mutual customers, because that is going to impact the highest number of our customers right off the bat.
Thanks for dropping by, Ashi. Anything else you'd like to add?
So I just want to say I'm really glad we ended up using Crossbeam. It's really changed how I operate with partners and tech partners in particular. So thank you, Crossbeam, for building a great product.
And that's it. That concludes my session, How to Gain Internal Buy-in to Build New Integrations. To recap, we covered these 4 factors to consider for vetting partners and gaining internal buy-in: customer use cases and value, the total addressable market and MRR retention, potential pipeline creation, and development effort. Can't wait to see those ecosystems grow. Thanks again for joining me.